Jacqueline, Tallam,
Yes,
yet another chance. Now, public speaking, the heartbeat. I said that for those of us who did the enemy of the people, an enemy of the people, we said that is the heartbeat of the municipality. So before we have a conversation with Jacqueline Tallam about public speaking, I want to confirm that the host is still Toretich Patrikigan and the channel is Toretich Patrikigan. And I'd like to commend you for being part of this journey. And before we transit, I'd like to invite you to subscribe, to share, to like, and leave a comment and a question for the guests so that we can be able to learn more as a team and as a community. Thank you so much for being part of this. And here, help me to invite Jackie Tallam. How are you?
I'm doing good.
The lady from Eldoret, the super VP from Toastmasters.
Yeah.
So, Jacqueline, tell us about public speaking.
Public speaking is an art of reaching out to audience or people and sharing your ideas, thoughts. It's to entertain or to inform.
Nice. So, this training shall be about public speaking. And I know the audience for us will be those who like public speaking and they want to make it maybe as a serious business venture, as a serious commitment to them. So I would like to invite you to share your experience, especially as a vice president for Toastmasters in Eldoret chapter, to actually teach us what we need to understand as public speakers. So what is generally public speaking? I know you've defined just a moment ago, but actually tell us maybe in a vivid description the various elements you want to pass across as a public speaker.
Public speaking. I will talk about it in how I understand it best from Toastmasters.
Yes.
I'm a member Eldoret Toastmasters Club,
Yes.
Division, District 114.
Yes.
And we have 11 pathways in Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose visionary communication
Mm-hmm.
as my pathway.
Yes.
And each path we have 5 levels. And in each level we have 4 projects. Each project you have to deliver a speech. How I will put it now, how I got to understand more about public speaking
Yes.
from those projects that we have. Let me break it down. In level 1, project 1, we have ice breaking.
Ice breaking.
In ice breaking, you're being introduced to the club. You're supposed to deliver a structured speech, introducing yourself to our club. And what you're being taught there is how to, in a speech, you must have an introduction, body, and a conclusion. And most speakers, you can go to an audience and just being told to speak on a certain topic. You must have an introduction, body, and a conclusion. An introduction, you can start it with a phrase, or a quote, or a statement that triggers and captures the audience. And the body, you can give, like in ice breaking, you can say about 3 key things that you will help us remember about you. So you can break down to 3 key points. Like my first speech that I did give in Toastmasters was, the topic was you're bold enough.
You're bold enough.
You're bold enough. Why I chose that topic was because while I was in Kapoti Tigers, my principal back then, the late, she met me along the corridors and told me, Jackie, you're bold enough. A statement I didn't understand. I went searched what was bold because I didn't know being bold. I felt like, no, bold is someone who is more than, who is loud, someone who is knowing, someone who does big things. And when I was giving my speech, Icebreaker, I chose You're Bold Enough, and I broke it down. It made me break it down to 3 key things, talking about confidence, talking about compassion, and talking about community. 3 statements. I believe my club members will remember that.
Yes.
At the end, I gave a conclusion. I summarized the 3, and gave us conclusion of who Jackie is. And my conclusion back then was Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
I am because
You
we
are.
are. So introduction, body, and conclusion is really key in every public speaker, and this will help your audience get to remember what you're going to share with them. It must be informative, if that is the case. The second project mostly is about body language, tonal variation, and gestures. Nodding, that is one of the things. When someone is communicating, you nod. Yeah? Body movements, gestures. If I can say now, I had 3 key points. I use them to show the audience that they were 3. This will help them remember, visualize the key things we are talking about. And also body movement and how to use the speech. While delivering a speech, you're encouraged to use the odd stage well. You don't have to stay at one point. You have to use your stage well and maintain eye contact with your audience. This will help you connect with your audience, see how they respond. And in between, you're encouraged to ask a question, as you know, see if you're still communicating with your audience. And the other thing is, that is majorly what we encourage public speakers to do with the audience: body language, understand the body language, and how you express yourself to the audience.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other one is the way pitch. You should know when to raise your voice and when to lower it. When you're talking about something excited, you can see excitement. Talking about sadness, you lower your voice to indicate it is a sad thing or something sorrowful. And you use your facial expression to indicate it's sorrow. And excitement, you're happy.
Yes.
Yeah. And also pitch, how you flow with your language, how your words. It should not speak so fast and so slow.
Okay.
It should moderate, at least your audience to have make your audience be able to follow up what you're saying. Because we have some people who are very fast, they speak very fast, and some people cannot flow with that. So you have to speak at a moderate pace for all audience to get to understand.
So there are some takeaways I've taken from you. One, you need to actually know the pacing of your speech. Sometimes slow, sometimes fast, sometimes moderate, depending on actually the needs of your clients. I've picked about tonal variations, knowing when to go high, when to go low, and all that. I've picked body expressions. That is the non-verbal cues. And the first item you talked about, the structure itself of the speech. So I want to ask you this. Why is it important for a public speaker to actually prepare? The need for preparation and research.
There is a need to prepare and need to practice. Before you deliver a speech, you have to write it down.
Yes.
Put it on paper,
Yes.
point form.
Yes.
And also, the other thing that reminds me of timing. While giving a speech, you should time yourself. You shouldn't be too long or
Too brief.
So when you write down your speech, you get to internalize what you're going to present. It's really encouraged for you to have it on your fingertips, and you get to have memorized it than reading. Encourage you to memorize than reading. But you can also read when you have, but you read as you connect with your audience, not just gluing you, having yourself glued to the points that you have to share. And that is mostly that.
How do you know when you have lost your audience as a speaker? What are the things we need to actually know?
One thing is when you ask a question and no one responds. or when they are not nodding and following keenly of what you are saying. Sometimes you can talk to an audience and they start murmuring or communicating, and they mostly maybe they're not audible enough, or they're not connected to what
You're saying.
yeah.
So if I am a public speaker and I'm experiencing such a thing, what should I do?
Take a pause
Uh-huh.
and try to, but before you get to talk to an audience, you must always know the type of audience you're going to talk to. If they're young people, there's some things that can trigger them and encourage them to come back to what you're talking about. And if they're elderly people, you get to know what really encourage them to come and flow with you. So if you get to know your audience, you'll know what to do to bring them.
So it's important to do research
Yes.
about your audience so that you actually match their needs.
Yeah.
They say a good dancer knows when it's time to leave the stage. That's about time.
Yeah.
So what should be the optimal time? Or is there a standard, or it depends on situations?
It depends. Most speeches in Toastmasters must have from 5. That is when we're delivering our speeches.
Yes.
7 to 10 minutes, or the longest can be to 15 minutes, depending with the type of speech you are delivering and the content that you have. Some can take at most 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, depending with what you are being asked to talk about. And we have something like table topics.
Yes.
We encourage you, when you're being asked to give a vote of thanks, you won't take 10 minutes to give a vote of thanks. You can take at least 2 minutes to give a vote of thanks, or mostly vote of thanks, or introduce a small group to an audience. You won't have to take
I'm laughing because I've imagined the Kenyan setting.
I have a problem with that.
People are called to give vote of thanks. Instead of giving vote of thanks, they do their own speech first.
Yes.
That's very wrong.
Yeah, you should just give a vote of thanks. Follow instructions. You get a vote of thanks. Acknowledge those who are present. Give thanks to those who attended, and give a parting shot.
What should actually be done so that we learn? Or are there avenues we can learn about public speaking? And maybe you should tell us about Toastmasters
No.
in that particular, yes.
Because I'm a member of Toastmasters and I'm getting to learn a lot from that.
Yes.
Toastmasters offers a safe space to work on yourself. When it matters public speaking, you get a platform to exercise. You get a platform to guidance on how to prepare. You are given a mentor to guide you through and to remind you, yes, you have to do this, because we evaluate each other. And the other thing now about Toastmasters that I really like most is evaluation. Feedback is really important. Someone to evaluate your speech. That is the goodness of Toastmasters. You deliver a speech and there's someone evaluating your speech, to tell you what to improve on, what to work on, and give you a recommendation before your next speech.
Okay.
So Toastmasters is the place to be. Toastmasters shapes you all around, and there's a lot of info.
Thank you so much. I just want to ask one challenge. How do you deal with stage fright as a public speaker?
Oh, stage fright. First, before you get a chance to go on stage to deliver, first of all, if you know you're supposed to give a speech on this day at this place, go earlier, observe the audience, not the audience, the space.
The space.
Yes. Familiarize with that podium. And also, when you have a stage fright, now you're at the podium, you can compose yourself, maybe sing a song.
Icebreaker.
Sing a song or ask a question, so that when they're busy answering the question, you are composing yourself. You're reminding yourself, like, I need to do. Most of the time, I would always make people sing. Yes, I have stage fright. I still
Yes.
work on that.
Yes.
Mostly when I'm in front of a camera. That is what I'm working on right now. Mine is camera. There's
Camera fright.
Yes, camera fright.
We'll ask if there's a camera fright. Okay.
Yeah, stage fright. Saying or ask a question as you compose yourself
Alright.
and collect your thoughts, and you get now a chance to give your speech.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for being so generous with your time. It has been a great day having you. But I know there are some people who want to benefit from your skills as a public speaker,
Yeah.
your trainings, and your giftings. I want you to look at this camera and tell them what they can actually benefit from, specifically on public speaking, and give them your contact so that they can actually talk to you directly.
Thank you so much, Logan, for this. About public speaking, I'm really ready to share
Yes.
and to share the skills I've acquired from Toastmasters and the opportunities that I've really gained from Toastmasters. I can reach out to schools. You can reach out to me. I can come to your school, share the skills that I have and the good programs that you have in Toastmasters. We can have a Gavel club in your school. We have a youth program, youth leadership program. We can bring on board to your school. There are 8 sessions, and it's all about public speaking and communication and leadership. So you can reach out to me on my social media handles, Tallam Jacqueline on Facebook, and also you can contact me at number 0723 267 940. 0723 267 940. I'm ready to share the skills that I've acquired because someone was willing to share. Someone was ready to open my mind and tell me there are so many good opportunities outside there, and we're here to share. The way I mentioned my first speech was, you're bold enough, and my parting shot is Ubuntu. I am because we are.
Thank you so much. For the viewers, it has been amazing to learn about public speaking from Jacqueline Tallam, who is a resource in this particular field. Take this challenge. Public speaking is a powerhouse, and I know we actually have the platform to grow. We actually have the platform to expand our field as public speakers. And thank you so much once again to the people watching us. If you have not subscribed up to this particular point, kindly remember to do so. I thank you for this moment. And Jackie is saying,
Subscribe.
Asante
That ring
sana.
button, subscribe. Courage Teach, Patrick Hilton.
Asante sana.